You are now in Onitsha. Onitsha is a conglomerate of all the local governments in this nation. All the states in this nation. It is from Onitsha people come to learn things and take home. Yes. It is in Onitsha. Political environment, you have it mostly in Onitsha. This is the freest area you can conduct election. We have never witnessed even a death since we started doing politics here. So we may say you are in safe hands. You are in Onitsha. You are in a good. We say welcome in Onitsha.
Thank you.
We are ready to receive you in Onitsha.
Thank you.
Because I may believe you are trying to dampen the yearnings of our people. If a young boy like you becomes the president of this nation, I believe youths will never be lazy again. Yes, I'm proud to say it because our president went to London and told India that Nigerian youths are lazy.
Very bad.
That is it. That is the picture. That is the picture he would give the Nigerian youth. The Nigerian youth, they refuse to give jobs. The Nigerian youth, they refuse to see light.
Yes.
The Nigerian youths, they have refused them to see their tomorrow. We were told Gowon was the commander-in-chief of this nation at the age of 28 years when he was a youth. And so on, Chief Dim Chukwemeka was the leader of his people at that age. Then how come now? You get to the Senate, you see Barnabas Gamate. You see a whole rotten people all in the Senate, sleeping. None of them could think out anything. Still, they are there in the Senate because they have money. Yes. So, my dear, we welcome you. We welcome you. We pray that time is coming when determination of some of these positions will no longer be by money.
Yes.
When the youth of this nation, can come together and say, this is the person we want.
Yes.
And I think if we can do that, nobody can stop us.
That's right.
So we say, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome in Onitsha. Welcome in your home.
Thank you.
This is a home. Onitsha is a home.
That's right. Thank you.
So we thank you very much.
When I become president, we will turn this place into a special economic zone. That's it. It has to be given a special status. And what that means is that we cannot do it without integration. I will not be the president that is commissioning a model of a second Niger bridge or the picture of a second Niger bridge. I won't even come and commission the bridge. I want it to be completed and you start riding on it. That's the commissioning of it. It's only a president that have lazy president that are commissioning products. All over the place. And as soon as we are done with the second Niger bridge, we must also engage in the wonder of the world, transportation that is the fastest. We must build cargo trains that can take your goods and services out of here at the fastest possible time. There's no reason why we cannot reach Lagos from here in 3 hours. And I'm not boasting. Morocco just did their own. China just did their own. And there's no reason why we cannot have a cargo airport around here. When Ethiopia makes most of their money by bringing cargo to Onitsha, Ethiopia Airline. So whatever needs to be done to liberate the business acumen and to let the world know that we are not lazy, we will do it. And the lazy people who are picking up checks in Abuja, collecting allowances of 13 million naira per month, will have to be eased out of office. Their father in Dara must go back to his village and go and continue doing his lazy cattle rearing. I cannot imagine that somebody who only has 150 cows that does not multiply any year. Every year, Buhari only has 150 cows. He's calling somebody lazy. Can you imagine that kind of insult?
Lazy man.
Well, my position is that we'll come back here, sirs. We'll be back bigger and better. We just want to breeze through, but we don't want to do it without announcing to you and visiting you and paying you and letting you know that we'll be back to have a bigger organized town hall meeting or even a big rally.
Yes.
And I want to say to you that I'm not here to make the kind of promises that they've been making to you. When the war ended, I was 1 year old. So I'm not the part of people who fought war and want to continue fighting war in Igbo land. And I promise you one last thing, there will no longer be Operation Python dance in this place. There is no need to send snakes to Igbo land. What they are looking for is food. What they are looking for is education for their children. They are looking for bridges. They are looking for roads. If the soldiers that were sent to come and be shooting people in Operation Python dance were responsible, they would have sent the Nigerian Army Engineering Corps to come and fix the road that caused the traffic here. That is how I know that you do an operation. You help people. But they are not interested. The Nigerian Army Corps could have done that in 2 minutes. And we won't have the traffic we are having here. So, again, as they say, one professor in Kenya said it, that the people with ideas have no power. And people with power have no ideas. On that note, I want to greet you again and say, Ndewo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for my chieftaincy hat. I enjoy it.
My name is Dede Uzo. We campaign for the movement.
Okay.
So how do you think you can have a movement that can tackle this issue of Fulani herdsmen? And secondly, what is the program? How do you think you can fight corruption? Okay. Thirdly, youth unemployment. Okay. So these are the three.
Thank you. I will try and address them very quickly and directly. On your question about fronting from somebody, I'm 47 years old. When Buhari was president the first time, he was 41 years old. But that is not enough to describe my resilience. I have been doing activism for close to 30 years, since I entered the University of Lagos in 1989. In fact, a lot of people may not have known, I was one of the young persons alongside the likes of late Chima Ubani, who was the secretary of the campaign for democracy in those days, who worked hard to chase the military out of power when other young people were following Babangida and fronting for them. I can never front for anybody. I can only front for my conscience. And my conscience tells me that this is the right time to go and free Nigeria. In fact, this is the best time to be alive as a young person, because power has just fallen on the street once again, and we must take it over democratically. So I assure you, comrades, I am completely in this to fight to the end and get to the position that can turn this country around, make it into progress and prosperity for all of us. So please, don't doubt it, and I hope you will start working. You asked about security, right? Unemployment. And you also asked, what was the first question you asked again? Just remind me. Fulani herdsmen, that's a big deal. The response is very simple. When you see Fulani herdsmen rampaging all over the place, and nobody is stopping them, and the same people can send Operation Python dance to the southeast, you know that Fulani herdsmen are not just Fulani herdsmen. There are people actively promoting them, supporting them, and arming them within our security services. And somebody who used to be an army general, T.Y. Danjuma, has said it, that he believes that there are elements within the Nigerian army who are supporting these murderous herdsmen. But we cannot solve the problem of Fulani herdsmen by just dismissing it like that. We also have to solve the problem of how we provide meat to our people in a decent way. Because meat or the cow business is actually a $3 billion business. That's why they will kill for it. And sometimes, don't be any under illusion that when you see a Fulani herdsman, he's not herding his own cattle. They are representing rich people within our society. Some of them around here. So we must address that holistically. But for the immediate solution, which is the short-term solution to stopping Fulani herdsmen, we have to change our commander-in-chief of the armed forces. That is the first solution to it. So that all the people who are working with him, who are playing supremacy over the rest of Nigeria, can go with him. They can retire with him, and we will not have those soldiers or security agents who are supporting them directly. Then we solve the other problem, like I said. Ranching is an option, and we'll elaborate it when we come back. Security challenges. You talk about corruption. I have been fighting corruption for 12 years with Sahara reporters, all by myself. There's no thief in this town, from the president to local government councillor, that don't know Sahara reporters. They have to go there every day, read it to make sure that their name has not appeared there. We have all their dossier reeled out on a daily basis. And there's nobody that needs to teach me how to fight corruption. I won't be fighting corruption the way they are fighting it now, which is APC has its own corrupt people's list, PDP have their own. But I thank them for providing the list of the thieves among them. Because when we now come to power, we just keep one list here, we keep one here, give it to EFCC. They go and resolve all the thieves. But we will not do a fighting of corruption that is one-sided, where if someone is APC, he will suddenly become deodorized. And if he's in PDP, he becomes a criminal. That is not how to fight corruption. These people have no will to fight corruption. The Attorney General of the Federation is the chief supporter of corrupt people in this country. Other elements within President Buhari's Kishi cabinet, they are all engaging themselves in corruption. The chief of army staff, you heard he bought houses in Dubai. The secretary to the government that was removed the other time, he was using 240 million to cut grass. The NIA chief was moving money around inside the Koyi apartments. All of these things tells you that there is nothing to hope for in their corruption fight. But like I promise you, I will answer all of your questions when we have an enlarged house sitting. And if before then you need to reach us, you know how to reach me on Facebook. And I will leave my number with Barrister here. Let me thank you once again, because we sometimes forget to thank our hosts, right? As one Professor DK told us yesterday, he said, when an Igbo man gives you cola, the message is in the cola. Yeah. So when I come back, when you give me cola, I will get the real message. So we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.